Wales, good afternoon. My name is Anna Choi and I will be your Master of Ceremonies today. I'm so glad that you've joined us. In a time of unrelenting and rapid change, stability is something that we appreciate. And even though the person that wears the crown can change, under Australia's constitutional monarchy, the crown remains constant. For many of us, that statement is difficult to comprehend as we come to terms with the longest ever reign. Australia and the world are mourning the death of Her Majesty. Formerly, she was Elizabeth II, by grace of God, Queen of Australia and her other realms and territories, head of the Commonwealth. We remember her not only as our sovereign, a world leader and friend of Australia, but as a mother, grandmother and great-grandmother. Despite our grief, it is important that we pause for a day in this period of mourning to mark the beginning of a new era, that of the reign of King Charles III. Just as it was in 1952 following the death of King George VI, when the young Princess Elizabeth was proclaimed Queen, so it is today. In this moment of sadness, the end is also a beginning we rightly celebrate. The proclamation of the new sovereign is a highly symbolic ceremonial occasion in which we formally recognise that the authority of the Crown has transferred to a new person. The Crown is the supreme authority in Australia's governance structure and is represented in each jurisdiction. Reflecting the enduring nature of the Crown, those representatives do not change despite the fact that they were appointed by a former sovereign. Today, the new King will be proclaimed by his representative in this state, Her Excellency the Honourable Margaret Beazley, Governor of New South Wales. And similar ceremonies are also taking place in other jurisdictions around Australia and in many other realms where the King is head of state. Bearing witness to this will be senior members of the New South Wales table of precedence, including the Premier, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, ministers, the presiding officers of the New South Wales Parliament, the Leader of the State Opposition, church leaders and Australian Defence Force commanders. And they are joined by you here this morning in front of Parliament House to witness this historic occasion, and unlike in 1952, we are also joined today by countless people watching online and on television. Following the arrival of the dignitaries, we will witness the ceremonial arrival of Her Excellency the Governor, who will receive a royal salute. Ms Yvonne Weldon, Deputy Chairperson of the Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council, will extend a welcome to country before the Governor formally proclaims the new King. At the conclusion of the reading of the proclamation, Her Excellency will exclaim, "God save the King," which you are invited to repeat, and I hope you will, and with enthusiasm. The band will then play the Royal Anthem and the Australian National Anthem before a 21-gun salute is fired from Government House. With that, the proclamation ceremony will conclude and the official party will receive general and royal salutes as they leave Parliament House. Today is a day of celebration until dusk, when the flags will return to their half-mast position and they will remain at half-mast until after the state funeral in London. After today's ceremony, you may wish to wander down Macquarie Street to the Government House gate of the Royal Botanic Gardens, where floral tributes are being laid in honour of the Queen's passing. That's it from me for the moment. I will be back shortly to announce the arrival of our dignitaries, and in the meantime, let's enjoy a musical selection from the New South Wales Police Band, who are supporting this ceremony today. Accompanied by the usher of the Black Rod, are moving into position to await the arrival of the official party. They are accompanied by Mr Chris Minns, Leader of the New South Wales Opposition, and Ms Yvonne Weldon, Deputy Chairperson of the Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council. Also present today are New South Wales Cabinet Ministers, presiding officers of the New South Wales Parliament and the Anglican Archbishop. We will shortly be joined by the Honourable Andrew Bell, Chief Justice of New South Wales, and Ms Joanna Bird, and the Honourable Dominic Perrottet, Premier of New South Wales. When the Chief Justice and the Premier arrive, they will be met by the usher of the Black Rod at the North Gate. Once greeted, they will receive a general salute from the Guard with musical accompaniment by the New South Wales Police Band. Arriving now is the Honourable Dominic Perrottet, Premier of New South Wales. Ladies and gentlemen, I invite Ms Yvonne Weldon, Deputy Chair of the Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council.
Good afternoon, Elders, Chief Justice, Governor, Mr Dennis Wilson, Premier, Mr Chris Minns, Ministers, Dignitaries, ladies, gentlemen, sisters, brothers, gender neutral, gender fluid. As was said, my name is Yvonne Weldon and I am a sovereign Wiradjuri woman. I come from Cowra, here in New South Wales. I'm from the waters of the Clare, which later became known as the Lachlan, and of the Murrumbidgee Rivers. I am the elected Deputy Chairperson of the Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council.
A proclamation. Whereas, because of the death of our blessed and glorious Queen Elizabeth II, the Crown has solely and rightfully come to Prince Charles Philip Arthur George. We, therefore, the Honourable Margaret Beazley, Governor of the State of New South Wales in the Commonwealth of Australia, and members of the Executive Council, do now proclaim Prince Charles Philip Arthur George to be King Charles III, by the grace of God, King of Australia and his other realms and territories, head of the Commonwealth. And with hearty and humble affection, we promise him faith and obedience. May King Charles III have long and happy years to reign over us. Given at Sydney, is the 11th day of September 2022 and in the first year of His Majesty's reign. God save the the King.
Governor of New South Wales, accompanied by Mr Wilson, will now receive the Royal Salute. The Premier of New South Wales will now receive the General Salute. The Honourable Chief Justice, accompanied by Ms Bird, will now receive a General Salute. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our ceremony. Thank you to the New South Wales Police Band and Mounted Police and the Royal Guard by the Ship's Company of HMAS Parramatta. Momentous ceremony. As I mentioned, you may now wish to wander down Macquarie Street to the Government House gate of the Royal Botanic Gardens, where floral tributes are being laid in honour of the Queen's passing. Good afternoon, everyone.